Let's take a look at using the A7 Mark II with non-Sony lenses and still get SteadyShot for those lenses. Let's go into the menus and look at SteadyShot. Okay, we can leave it on for most of the time. If we put the camera onto a tripod for any reason, then we can actually switch that into the off position. Okay, so let's just leave that on, and what we're going to do is we're going to remove the Sony lens from this camera and attach a Nikon lens. Okay, so this is going to be a Nikon 50mm lens, a 1.8 lens, and but none of that information can actually be communicated back to the Sony camera. So the Sony camera is going to need a little bit of help knowing some information about this lens, i.e. the focal length of the lens. So let's go back into the menu here. SteadyShot is still in the on position. We come down to the SteadyShot settings, and we're going to have to now come down to SteadyShot focal length. Now the previous Nikon lens I was using on this camera was a 180mm lens. This didn't have any vibration reduction or image stabilization, but this worked quite effectively with this lens. Because I've changed the focal length now, however, I'm just going to have to dial that down to that 50mm, like so. And now we're free to shoot with this lens on this camera using SteadyShot. Even though this Nikon lens has never had any vibration reduction, it's just inherited some now from the new A7 Mark II IBIS in-body image stabilization. When we've finished using a non-Sony lens and switch back to a Sony lens, the camera automatically knows to switch from manual back into auto mode. So there's no danger of switching to a Sony lens and using an inappropriate SteadyShot setting. Let me quickly demonstrate that for you. I'll just remove this Nikon lens and put back the Sony lens that we were using earlier. Okay, and we'll dive back into the menus, and you'll see the SteadyShot has automatically switched back into auto mode, making sure that the most appropriate SteadyShot settings are being used with the lens that's being used. Okay, so